So the first major guard passing mistake is trying to pass from too far away. Often people are trying to avoid letting their opponent make a grip on them, but the reality is to finish any guard pass, at some point you need to get chest to chest to finish the pass. So if you back up a little bit, it's okay to get rid of a grip, but understand at some point, anytime you back up, you're gonna have to make that back up to continue finishing the pass. So what this looks like on the mat is really any guard pass in the end, I'm gonna have to get to this chest over chest position. So even if I haven't passed yet, if I'm in this position now, I can still turn this into a pass very easily. If I clear the legs here, I'm landing in a reverse leg drag. If I clear this way, it could become a leg drag, it could become a stack, it could become a knee cut, but always I'm in the proximity to get that pass finish. If you're here backing up all the time, even if I clear the legs, I still have all this space I have to now clear to cover. So of course, sometimes if a guy has a grip that you don't like, you can break it and back up, but understand at some point, you're gonna need to get back in and start trying to initiate your passing sequences. So the second major passing mistake is actually the complete opposite of this one, which is letting your opponent get any grip they want when you enter. So it is true that you need to get close to your opponent to initiate any pass, but you don't have to just let them grab whatever they want. So you want to try to progress in a way that you're denying their initial grips, or at least you're setting the grips on your own terms. The ideal is to be able to find the right balance between denying the grips, but also pursuing to get close to initiate the pass. So of course I want to get close to my opponent, but if I just come in not caring and I allow him to say get a collar grip, this collar grip actually allows him to scoot away and stiff arm my neck so that it's hard to pursue getting close. So I both want to pursue towards him, but deal with his grips and obstacles. So one thing I might do is as I approach, I'll control the wrists a lot so that I can pressure into him without him being able to make a grip and push him to his back. If he's on his back already as I approach here, then as I'm coming in, I'm trying to move the legs out of the way, or if I step and he gets a De La Hiva, I don't just step here from far away where he can grab and set a good hook. I step in really deep, so now it's hard to set the hook. So initiating aggressively when I come in and denying his grips, but also not being so far away that I can't do anything. So the third big one is never allowing your opponent to make contact on you with his feet. Your opponent's main objective is to be able to maintain distance from you, and his main tool for maintaining distance is his legs. So if you never allow him to make contact on you with his feet, he cannot press you off to create space and defend his guard. So the most common way you'll see this happen is when people enter the guard, they grab the pants and try to control the legs. The reality is you cannot easily control the legs by just grabbing the pants. He will always put his feet back in your bicep if he has a good guard, and now my own grips actually become a control for him to set distance and slide away like this. So instead, what I want to do is as I enter, I use more of my forearms or even my hand on the feet. So here, as I enter, he tries to make contact, I can do stuff like this. Or if I go here, he can no longer put his leg down because it's blocked, and it allows me to close in this gap, which starts to create passing opportunities. I could also use like the heels or the feet like this. So as I go here, try to make contact on my biceps, he can't find space, and this can easily start turning into different pass sequences. So the fourth big one is trying to force the pass that you want. The reality is passes only work when they're applied in the correct situation. You have to assess the body positioning of your opponent to make the correct choice of the next technique to do. It's analogous to boxing. If your opponent's defending their upper body really well, going to the body is going to be an easier opening. So the same is true in jiu-jitsu. You have to go for the attacks that are open, not the ones you just want to do. So two clear examples of this. One is going for a knee cut versus a knee shield. If my opponent's already really knee shielded and I cut into this top knee is going to work as a frame to slide me back, and it's very difficult to finish. So in this case, I might trap this leg and go for a folding pass, or I might try to leg drag to the other side instead. If his legs are wider, here is a perfect time to drop for this classic kind of knee cut pass. Another situation is a toreando versus stack. If I approach and my opponent's legs are low, it's much easier to come in to do a toreando pass. But if my opponent's legs are high, a toreando is very difficult because I can't get around the legs. So instead, going for a stack pass type situation is much easier to pull off. So the last one is very similar to the fourth one, but instead of focusing on body positioning, it's paying attention to the grips your opponent has on you. If I approach the position and his body is in a wide leg position, but he has two sleeves, I can't do the knee cut pass. So you need to be making your decisions based off of grips and body positioning. So an easy situation to show this is if I have double sleeve and my opponent tries to knee cut into me here, in this positioning with this sleeve, he can't have his balance. So I tuck this, and now as I roll through, it's very easy to flip him over and come up into the sweep. So in the situation of De La Hiva and I have the leg trap, here it's much easier to go for a knee cut pass because my arm is free to post for balance if I need it. So my recommendation for you guys is try to have a good pre-answer for all of the common guards. If you could put in collar sleeve, double sleeve, De La Hiva, reverse De La Hiva, you should over time have developed some good answers for dealing with each of those. Of course, I have a lot of videos breaking down how to deal with each of those, but as a broad topic, try to always have a plan for all of those positions so that when they occur in a match, you have a clear, ready to go answer. Hope you guys liked the video. You probably noticed I talked a lot about this idea of distance in the video. I'm gonna do a video next week that's one of the most important videos I've ever done. It's gonna cover that topic in depth, so be sure to look out for that. Also guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, go to my website, www.johnthomasbjj.com. I have more free content on there as well, and I can set it up in a more organized manner. And as always, if you guys like the content, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot.